Hello everyone and welcome to another video in the Master SQL using Excel series that we have been doing on this channel. In the previous video, we saw the comparison of using where versus having. That was two ways of filtering data depending on whether you had an aggregated column or not. Okay. So in this video, we are going to be looking at three keywords because each of them are similar in some way and different in another. I thought that I would club all of them together in a single video so that you don't have to cover it in an elongated fashion. All right. So today we are going to be looking at three keywords, which is like, between, and in. Okay, so let's explore this a little more. But before that, I would request you all to please subscribe to the channel for more data related content. We have already covered the query formula series and we are going strong with this one as well. So would love for you to check out and leave your feedback in the comments as well. Thank you very much. Without further ado, let's continue. So what is going to be the deal with these guys, right? So like, between, and in refers to the way we are filtering or the way we are defining what we want to filter the data by in your new SQL table. Okay, so essentially like refers to contains. Okay, so I think we should write it somewhere here. No, let's write it here because pivot table. So like is equivalent to contains. Between is basically between, right? Between, or let's say a range. Okay, and in refers to multiple criteria. Multiple criteria for the same dimension. Okay, so this is what it means. So like essentially means contains. Now what does contains mean? Contains is where you want to filter based on a text contains. Okay, like let's say a text contains a similar alphabet, or maybe it contains a phrase that is similar, and instead of filtering them one by one, you're just taking the pattern match of the text and you're filtering the rows. Okay, so that is what like contains comes to. Between is essentially between. So very commonly you see you can do this between dates, you can do this between numbers, right? You can do, say, I want to see the sales for between 300 and 600 million dollars or something like that, right? So that is for between. And in is for multiple criteria for the same dimension. Now what does that mean? Okay, so let's say you want to filter by a specific category. Let's say you're looking at genre, like we have in this data set over here, right? So I want to, let's say, take these first three genres: sports, platform, and racing. Okay, so if you were to write it as a filter, right, you would write where genre is equal to sports, and where genre is equal to platform, and where genre is equal to racing, right? So it would become a long where statement with multiple ands and stuff. So instead of that, you use an in and you specify all three of them in the shortest way possible. Okay, so we're going to see how to do that. But essentially, in short, all the things that we just spoke of comes basically to this one, right? Like for example, contains. Now if you come and see here, let's say I will just take a label filter that we have, and you have contains over here, right? So now I'm going to filter by genre, and I'm just going to say capital A. Sorry, I'm going to put in capital A and I'm going to put a star, meaning the first letter should be A, and after that it can be any characters, any letters. Okay, if I do that, you can see action adventure. Okay, so yeah, it hasn't filtered exactly that way because everything has an A over here, right? So not the best filter, but essentially that's what you are trying to get done in this case. Okay, let's see if we can use some other filter for this so that it kind of makes sense. Okay, so we have let's see, actually we can do with the game name. So what I'll do is I'll remove genre and I'll put the name instead. Okay, so in the name we can actually come up with a lot of combinations. Now you can see here you have Assassin's Creed, right? So instead of filtering for every assassin, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take here contains, and I'm going to say assassins. Okay, oops, assassins. Okay, so that's assassins right over there. Am I getting the spelling right, or there's a double S in both cases? And you can see all the game names which have the word assassins gets filtered in one shot. Alright, so this way you can filter for any kind of text pattern or string pattern that's there, and you can filter the data very easily. Alright, so that's about the like. Okay, then the next one you have is between. So this is again very simple. If you are looking at, let's remove this filter for now. If you are looking at between, you have let's say this range, right? You can take this range and you can clear the filter. Let's clear this filter. Yeah, so let's say you have a range and I want to see the range of global sales. Okay, so if I remove, let's say, the game name, because that will make much more sense. If I remove the game name from here, now you see you have platform and you have the sales. Okay, so I want to see the sales that are between 100 and 200, or let's say 100 and 300, right? So I'm going to come here, value filters, and there's a between here. So I'm going to filter for sum of global sales is between 100 and 300. Alright, so these are the ones that actually come in that. Alright, so also remember that in the case of the between, we have to take what comes, it's included, right? So 100 and 300, when you write, whatever is 100 and whatever is 300 also gets included in the range. All right, can you? All right, so that is what we have over here. And then the last clause is the multiple criteria, which is the in. So this is fairly simple, right? You can choose multiple criteria. So let's say among the platforms itself, I want to select multiple platforms, right? So how would you do that? You would just randomly click on the platforms that you need, right? So if I'm saying PS, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP, right? And I'm getting this. Okay, of course, in this case, so you can do a PS contains and filter all of this, but if I can add more values, unrelated values, and bring them to the forefront as well. All right, so this is what we are going to be doing in the SQL section as well. All right, so we have our data ready over here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter for all the games which has the word assassins. Okay, and I want to see the year of release, the genre, and I want to see the global sales. Okay, so I'm just going to type the query real quick. Select name, then you have the platform, you have the genre, and you have sum of global sales from the table name where. Okay, so now this is where we will put our game filter. Okay, so where name, and we want to do a contains, we want to filter for all data which contains Assassin's Creed, right? Basically we want all the games that are Assassin's Creed, but instead of writing the entire name as such, because there could be variations, I'm just going to write that I want all the game names which contains the word assassins. Okay, so name. Okay, and then I use the keyword like, and then because it's a string, I'm going to specify this like this, assassins. Okay, I'm just going to keep it assassin because that should work as well, because if I put a quote and again an inverted comma and an S, that's going to break the string pattern here. Okay, so now if I run this, oh, I forgot to do a group by, so that's because I have an aggregated function. So I'm just going to take this over here, boom, one comma is your extra, I'll remove that. Oh, there is something else. Oh, I missed genre. You go. Alright, so it's brought out a blank over here. Okay, but I will tell you why that is the case. Okay, So whenever you're writing where name like something, you need to add some kind of a wildcard keyword. Okay, in Excel we use the star, this one, which we use in a lot of the formulas whenever we are writing something, whereas in this case we are going to be using the modular symbol or the percentage symbol. So what does this mean? It means that before this a and after this n, it can be any characters. Okay, but I want everything that matches this. Okay, and whenever you're writing where name like something, you need to put this percentage. Why? Because this means that you are trying to get a contains filter, whereas this means if I remove this, this essentially means that name is equal to assassin. Now we don't have any game that is named exactly as assassin. It's just Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed, right? But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for contains. We are looking for all the game names that contain the word assassin, right? So I'm just going to add it in this way. So this is an important point to note over here when you're writing the like keyword. Now if I run this, and you can see all the Assassin's Creed games are listed over here. Oh, there's one surprise here, Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. So see, even that's pulled over here as well, because it satisfies the criteria of assassin. Alright, so as you can see, you will get all the values for this in this fashion without having to write separate filters for each of them. Okay, so that's how the value of like is written. Okay, now let us look at the next keyword, which is the between. So I'm just going to copy this query and we can just tweak this a little bit. So I want to look at genre in this case, platform and genre. Okay, and I'm going to, let's see what do we get once we make this table. Okay, so if you see here, we have some this one. Let's order this and see what our range might look like. Okay, so order by global sales. I'll do this in descending order. So DESE. I'm just going to select this. All right, so I think the topmost we have is at 194, and the bottom most it's almost at $1 or $2 million, right? So let us get the creme of the creme, right? Let's get everything above 100 and below 200. So let's take this range over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is where I want to get the range between 100 and 200, or let's say let's do 50 and 200. Okay, for let's get some more value. So I want to say where sum of global sales, okay, between. So this is where now we're using between, where sum of global sales between, and then you specify the range. So I'm going to say 50 and 200. These are numbers, so I'm just specifying it as this. Okay, now if I run this, okay, oh yes, this is not what we were supposed to be doing, right? We have to be using and having over here. Okay, so let's go back and correct this, because we cannot use a where for aggregated function. So group by, this should be having. And now you can see that we have filtered everything. Okay, so you can see everything is being filtered and it's ordered as well. So you can see the topmost platform and the topmost genre. Okay, which satisfies this criteria between 50 and 200. So this way you can tweak your range and you can get more nuanced values as well. Let's say you can make this as 50 and 90, right? And you'll get only those values over here. Okay, so this is the same way you would write even for dates. When you have to let's say filter for data between certain section of dates, then you can just take that as well. Okay, so that's about the between. Right, now let us go to the next one, which is the last keyword that we have, that is the in keyword, which is the multiple criteria for similar dimensions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this here and I'm just going to replicate this query. All right. So now let's say we have, I just run this again. Now let's say we want to take multiple platforms. Okay, we are going to take name. We don't need the name. We'll just take platform. What else can we take? Let's take a look at the whole data set again. Oh, we tried to comment this out, but I didn't do it. So I'm just going to select this again. So let's see which other this we can take. I think genre, publisher, and year of release seems to be like an interesting pick. But I think I'm going to just go with genre, publisher, and global sales. Okay, so I'm just going to make the tweaks over here. So platform, genre, and publisher, sum of global sales. Okay, so we have this group by name. Okay, this has to be changed as well. So I'm just going to take this here, making sure that we have the same number of dimensions in the select and in the group by. There you go. So you have various platforms, genre and publisher, all of them being sorted this way. Okay, but now I want to filter only for specific publishers, right? So let's pick some publishers. Let's pick the big ones: Activision, Nintendo, and I'll pick Electronic Arts as well. So Activision, Nintendo, Ubisoft, and Electronic Arts. Let's go with 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that in the filter again. Now because this is a group by, so again we are going to be doing a having. Okay, so having, so we have selected all this from this group by platform, genre, publisher, having, and now we are going to be using the last keyword, which is the in keyword. So how I'm going to do this is I want to filter for multiple publishers. So I'm going to say publisher, or whichever column name you want to filter for, publisher, in. So now I'm saying group by platform, genre, publisher, having publisher in. So publisher in means whatever is in the in statement, whatever names you have put in the in statement, we are going to be filtering for all those values. Okay, so the way to write this is having publisher in, and then I put a bracket, then I start writing out the publishers that I want to see for. So we've said Activision first, that's one. Okay, that's closed in one string. Next one is Electronic Arts. Third one is I think we said Ubisoft. Okay, and the last one we wanted was for Nintendo. Okay, so some of the biggest gaming publishers in the world. Okay, so now when I select this, you can see that all the values are filtered only for the specified publishers. If you were to write this as a where or as a having, okay, you would have to write publisher is equal to Activision and Electronic Arts and Ubisoft, and it would have become a very big query. Okay, it would have become a very big statement. But just by using the in clause and by adding all the names or all the criteria as a list, you are able to easily filter for all that data with a much more optimized query in your hands. Alright, so this is where we look at all the three, that is like, we saw between, and we've also seen the in clauses and how we can use them to make our filtering a little more efficient, right? Become a little more efficient, become a little more optimized with our queries as well. We will talk more about optimization of query in a separate video, but essentially what it means is you're trying to write a smaller query so that it doesn't eat up a lot of processing power, but it still gives you the results that you need. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful. I hope you can use it. Please do like this video, and please do comment and let me know how this video was and what are the kinds of videos I should be making. And please do subscribe to the channel as well. I will have more such data related videos coming up on this channel. So until then, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much.